Hey you guys, my name is Stella Williams and today we have a very fun video. We are doing a story time. I put on my Instagram stories that I was in the mood to do a story time, and this is the one that was requested. I will tell you this did happen sometime in the timeline of 2020. Didn't really know when I was going to share this story because I don't do a lot of story times on my channel. But here we are. Very excited to share this with you because I think it has a grandeur meaning and I think you guys will relate. Before we get into the video, I want to thank today's sponsor, Eucora. I used to be one of the people who thought cranberry juice after sex was going to save all my UTI issues. Turns out that's not really the case for me 100% of the time. So Eucora specializes in UTI prevention, maintenance, and rescuing. I've had huge success with Promote, which balances your vaginal microbe. I don't really know science. Again, not Bill Nye. Balances you down there, which has been such a game changer. But the real star of this system, I swear, if you don't get the whole system, if you just need one product, Target. This is the replacement of drinking cranberry juice or just like, I'm just gonna like pee after sex. That doesn't really work in 2020. That's really not how it usually goes. You need some real protection. So these are dope. So what I do, I'm almost out. I have 4 left. That says a lot about me because it came with 10. Drink Target after sex anytime you feel you need extra support. I have anxiety, so I think every time I need extra support because I get terrified. You take this, you pour it in your drink. The whole system's great. And you know, they do have an emergency kit too. So if you find yourself in a situation, if you have a UTI and you need relief, they have Clarify, Combat, and Soothe in this emergency kit, which you take when you have a UTI. Birkin, what you know about UTIs, boo? What you saying? What you want to tell the people? You want to tell them about UTIs? Okay, come on. Go ahead. Tell them. Tell them that my mommy, come on, let's try with me. My mommy takes Target and then I like to chew the wrappers because I get them off the counter. Repeat after me. I am not always a good girl. And she's out. Please do not take it from me. Go online, read the reviews for Eucora themselves. They are such a reputable company, and if you struggle with UTIs, then this is a really, really good product for you to try. I really hope that it works for you guys like it's worked for me, and I'm so excited. Now, thank you, Eucora, again for sponsoring this video. Now let's get on to the actual video, because story time, how we ended up in the ER. It did not end well. For me, I was fine, but for the person I was having sex with, it did not end well. So let me just take you back to the beginning. Someone had come over to my crib.
Welcome to my crib.
I was ready to get it on. It's on and popping. This person came over like frequently, so it wasn't out of context to immediately just like jump into the bedroom. They wanted to get a little freaky. They were like, oh, like let's just do anal. And I was like, okay, but not tonight because like I'm cool off of it. First of all, I feel like a lot of women are like, that's wait until marriage. I'm like, that's a Tuesday. Just kidding, I don't like to do it that often. So they decided to not listen to me. At this time, I'm getting it from the back. It's going good, but they're testing it. And you know what? I like to be respected as a woman. I don't like to be tested. I don't like to be pushed. When I say no, no means no. He decided to go for it and I said no. Wait, before we even get in all that, this is like in the first like 3 minutes. So like I'm not warmed up. My engine isn't ready. The car isn't heated up. There's still snow on the windshield. Frost. The defroster hasn't, you know, made it safe to drive yet. I'm not like there. My turned on level's like here and they still have like a lot of work to do. That's my problem with men. I feel like they just jump from like 0 to like 10 and I'm at like a solid 2.5, and the old me used to fake and pretend I was at a 6. It doesn't work like that anymore, boo. I'm not ready for that. Things are a little dry. I don't know if you've ever been to Palm Springs, but it's dry and hot. I wouldn't say it was necessarily hot. Sahara Desert probably was taking notes, sis. He decided to throw it in. Trying to fit a wrecking ball through a basketball hoop, that's giving him way too much credit. Probably not gonna work, especially if that basketball hoop cannot expand yet. I literally was like, okay, like literally stop or I'm getting up. So I just turned around to like really get him off of it. I don't want to take us really out the mood yet because it wasn't like that deep. It was just like, stop pushing it because now I'm getting like a little annoyed. So now I'm on my back and he's standing up and we're having fun until he's like, hey, I think you're on your period. And wait, what? I'm not supposed to be on my period for another 2 weeks. Like, I don't understand. I'm super embarrassed. I like run to the bathroom and I'm like cleaning up. So I come back and I was like so apologetic. I was embarrassed. So I was just really trying to be like, yo, my bad, but like, let me like help you like fix your situation. Wasn't me. I learned this word in a recent video, the frenulum. It had torn. So after helping him clean up, I lift the rag and realize he is gushing blood. Oh, so it wasn't me. you're uncontrollably bleeding. Things turned after that. It was a very frantic moment. We were freaking out. It would not stop. It was like literally like a waterfall, just like blood. It was disgusting. He's like holding it with the washcloth. I'm freaking out. The blood is going all throughout the washcloth, filling it up. So I go to my kitchen, I grab my new kitchen towel, throw him at him. I'm like wetting him, throwing him, like holding out. I'm like, what do you do? And then my first instinct is go to the ER. I've learned a very valuable lesson in life. If something's wrong, just go fix it. Stop trying to like be prideful or like think it's gonna fix itself. So I'm like immediately like, let's go to the ER. He's like, I'm really supposed to be at work in a few hours. Like I can't, it wouldn't make sense if I go. It's gonna take too much time. Are you dumb? Like you're literally like, you can't be that stupid. Like we have to go. It's literally not stopping. So me with my first aid kit, a Band-Aid ain't gonna do shit. So I'm like, we gotta go. I at this point was like, I don't care what you have to say. I'll meet you in the car. I gotta go. I feel like I was coaxing a pregnant woman, like, you know, we're gonna get through this. We are almost there. We're going to the best hospital in Los Angeles. It's gonna be great. So we get in the best hospital in Los Angeles. There was a 4-hour wait time, which they didn't tell us ahead of time. So we get in, we check in, we're like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. We're like, yo, he's like profusely bleeding, and even at the hospital still, it was still gushing blood. It was not stopping. So we think we're gonna be treated like trauma patients. Like we're gonna be like first in line. We're gonna surpass all the other people in here. Like it's just gonna get taken care of. They're gonna stitch you up. I'm like, yo, at this point, bro, you're probably gonna need stitches. He didn't want to hear it. We go sit down and they call us in for like, I don't know the term, but a nurse will probably let us know when they like take you in to do your vitals, take your temperature, get your blood pressure, give you the band, all that stuff. So they take us in a room to do that. So we're thinking that happened in like 10 minutes. Like we're on and popping. Like we're about to like, you know, like it's about to be great. So it wasn't. We sat there for 2 hours. At this point, I think the bleeding did subside a little bit, and I'm like, okay, like what's going on? At this point, I'm just trying to be good. I have my dog, I have him, like everything's just good. Like I'm trying to be calm, and I'm trying to be the responsible one here while he's spazzing out. So his friends are calling him, and his best friend's calling him like, yo bro, like what's going on? Like his work called him like, hey bro, where are you? And he was weird. I don't know why he told the real story, but he was telling everybody what happened. Because of me, a bitch different. Like I would have straight up lied. I would have been like, yeah, like my dog is having an issue and I'm at the ER because, you know, pet vets are just crazy out of control now. Like I would have made up something that was better than telling people what actually happened, because that's mad embarrassing. He was like, oh yeah bro, I ripped my penis. Like why would you tell people that? Like that's just embarrassing. We go to valet to get the car, and they're like, wait a minute, like wait, I think they call us back in for another vital. So we're thinking like, oh, we're about to leave, they want our money, it's like the best hospital in LA, like they're bougie, they know you got money, you got like the best health insurance, maybe they're just, you know, wanting your money. So they call us back in for vitals. They're like, say his name over the intercom. We're like right outside the doors waiting for the valet, and we're like, okay, well great, like let's go back in, like maybe they're gonna take us. This is not to like take away from people who are in there for like real emergencies, because at this point I'm like, this guy deserved it because I told him to stop, he didn't. That's all that, like I want to be clear, that's all that's running through my mind this entire time. Is like, I told the man to stop, he didn't, now look where we are. I just believe in instant karma, and that was just instant karma. Like that you can't get more instant karma than this situation. We go to leave because I was like, hey, I used to live in this city like by Calabasas, and literally it's just full of old people, no one's there, bet you the hospital's empty, let's just go there. So that's why we were leaving. So when they called us back in, we sat around for like 10, 20, 30 more minutes, and after 30 minutes we're like, we're done. So we get back in the car, we get the car, we have the dog, and we go all the way to West Hills, which is like a city by Calabasas, this tiny hospital. There's one person in front of us, no one's here, it's super empty. He gets seen right away. He gets called right away to do vitals, right away to do everything. This is where things kind of mellow out for him, and this is where shit gets turned up for me, because, you know, he's getting taken care of, whatever. He does have a rip, he does need to get stitches. Like he's just like, bro, what is my life? And I'm like, instant karma, but you know, I got you, we'll take care of this, it's fine. This is where shit hits the fan for me. So I have my dog Birkin. So Birkin could go in the last hospital. For me, it doesn't make sense. Like, what if I wasn't with someone else? Like, what do you do with your dog? So I just took her in the last hospital. So I was gonna take her in this one. They're like, oh, is she a service animal? And it's like, no, but she is my ESA. I'm like, here's my paperwork. Even though you don't have to show them your paperwork, I do that because I'm like, I already know you're about to say something, whatever. And they're like, no dogs allowed in here. I was like, you know what, fine, like I just want to get this man treated, so I'll go put her in the car. It's super cool outside, like maybe like 50s. She's fine, it's night. I had her cage in the car, we had blankets, like she was totally fine. It was super late at this point, so like I knew she would probably just knock out, it's fine. I'm waiting for hours and hours for this guy to get treated, seen. We couldn't have visitors in there, so like I'm literally just waiting, like bro. I don't know why we weren't texting. Oh, I left my phone at home. Because I was just like scrambling, trying to get out. I left my phone at the house, and then I didn't have any form of communication, so I was just waiting. This new security guard comes on, and he's like one of those fake people that try to be friends with everybody. I went outside to check on Birkin, and I come back in, and then he starts making some kind of small talk, and then he was like, oh, do you have a parking pass? And I was like, no, I'm parked in emergency parking. Literally, there's one person. At this point, there were maybe like 4 different people here dealing with something. And so I was like, no. He's like, well, they're gonna come around and they're gonna ticket you. I'm like, dude, there's literally no one here, but okay, where can I get this pass? And he was like, well, that's not the point. The point is you're just gonna, and I was like, all right, dude. I was like, look, I got my dog in the car. It's right there. And he's like, oh, you have a dog in your car? He's like, do you know that I can call the police? I'm like, dude, she's in a cage. She has blankets. The windows are cracked so she can breathe. She's fine. Like, she's completely fine. It's late at night. She's gonna sleep. She's fine. And he was like, I really think I can call whoever he was gonna call. And I was like, you know what, this is out of hand. So at this point, I'm turning into a Karen. I'm just gonna go outside and get my book. So I go back to my car, I get my book, I come in, and then he brings up the dog again. He was like, do you know that if you have an animal in your car, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, I'm at a hospital. Well, can I bring her in? And he was like, no. And I'm like, so I'm at a hospital for an emergency. I can't bring the dog in. I can't leave her in the car. So what the hell am I supposed to do with my dog? And this is like where I'm starting to become a Karen. It's getting super heated back and forth, and praise be, the guy comes out ready to go. I was like, we need to go now. And I'm so glad that happened, because keep in mind, we'd been here for hours. So I'm just glad like that ended at the same time. So then we went back to my crib and like decompressed about it for a second, and then went our separate ways. But it was really interesting. It was interesting because like it was a real like vulnerable moment for 2 people who were not really in a vulnerable state to like have to take care of some, like, it was just weird. But all in all, it was a crazy experience. Moral of the story is, if a girl says stop, stop. Like, that's what I got out of it. That's why I'm like, whatever. That's like a super crazy story I've been really wanting to share, and I'm glad I got to share it. So if you want more story times, I have a few more that I definitely want to tell. I think I'm gonna tell another one really soon, just because this year's been so crazy. Not just in the bad way, but in the funny way and the good way, like we're telling this story. Thank you, Ucor, for sponsoring this video. That's nice. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Love and light, Stella. Bye.